Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the two-player co-op reaction to the Super NES Classic announcement. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
So good. This came out of left field. The funny thing, I wrote down here, funny story on the rundown. I wanted to say yesterday when you were here, I was like, I forgot to say it, but I'm like, it seems like this is about the time last year where they announced the NES Classic, and I wonder when the SNES Classic is going to get announced, and then it just happened out of nowhere this morning. Nick Schifani beat me to it. He was very proud of himself. Shout out to you, Nick, for breaking news when I couldn't. Good job. Thank you. So the SNES Classic is real. It is.
And it's spectacular.
It is spectacular. $79.99, September 29th. 2 months before I thought it was going to be, or about 6 weeks or so.
Earlier.
It comes with 2 controllers.
Two
controllers. So right there, yes, it's $20 more than the NES was, but you're getting an extra controller, so that takes up $10 of that price. Still not wireless.
5-foot cables
5
instead
foot.
of 3.
Woohoo!
I mean, it would reach to about that table.
Yeah, 5 foot is better. It is better than 3. I mean, those 3-foot cables really felt like they were like a foot long.
Right, yeah.
They were so short. Comes with an HDMI cable, but again, I mean, you really need to have quite the long cable. I would say, luckily, I already bought a 15 or 25 foot. I don't remember what it is for the NES Classic, so I could actually play it in the living room. So you're going to want a long HDMI cable. You're not going to want to use the little rinky-dink one that they will inevitably include with it. The good thing, though, is it does come with the USB cable and the charger, which I think this happened in Europe also. It doesn't come with the charging block. I feel like this happened on the NES Classic also. So it comes with a cable, but you better have your own charger to plug it into. Very strange.
That is strange.
Very strange. I did not expect that.
Yeah.
Some other extra information here. First, let's just say this. We just went right into it. First ever quick hit video we did was the NES Classic, was running through all 30 games last year when we went on YouTube.
Yep.
Which made me think, I know we're coming up on our 1 year anniversary on YouTube and everything, so I knew it had to be close. But so what we did was we ran through all 30 games on the NES Classic, gave our thoughts on them. We're going to do that again here, but we got some other quick stuff to cover too. I don't know that this will necessarily be a quick hit, but it's not going to be horribly long. One other thing, so Jason Schreier reached out to Nintendo. They wrote him back related to how many of these are you actually going to make? They said, quote, "We aren't providing specific numbers, but we will produce significantly more units of Super NES Classic Edition than we did of NES Classic Edition." Fantastic news. Thank you. We are still, as we're recording, this could all change while we're recording. We don't know. We have Amazon and Best Buy pulled up, and we are refreshing as we speak because Wario64, who is the man, tweeted out that the links are actually live. The listings are live, but they're not populated yet for the Super NES Classic on Amazon and Best Buy. If by the time this posts, they aren't up for pre-orders yet, turn on Twitter notifications for Wario64 because he will let you know. If these actually, we don't even know that they're going to go up for pre-order.
They must.
They've already been up for pre-order in the UK, which I think is how the NES Classic went also. But
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
but I don't remember the NES Classic having these listings ahead of time. Like we were just talking about before we went on the air. So we'll see. But just know, hopefully there'll be pre-orders. And if what happens, if you remember our Nintendo Switch reaction video we did after they finally unveiled it and did all the stuff with it and everything that late night that we recorded, pre-orders went live during that. We both lost our minds. I'm prepared now. I have my credit card. I don't have to do PayPal this time like I did last time. But if these things go live, yes, we will be taking a break from giving you all the hard-hitting Super NES Classic information that you want to pre-order them for ourselves. And if you're watching this and they go live while you're watching this, I suggest you also take a break and go pre-order it. A couple questions I have because we don't know this yet because all they did was announce it and announce the games, which we'll get into that here in a minute. What is the menu system or the UI? Is it going to be like the NES Classic?
I assume it's going to be identical.
Also, are there save states? There has to be.
There has to be.
There has to be. The one thing that they clearly did not do, unless these are mock-ups, they didn't put an extra button on the controller. A home button or a save button or a whatever button. So you're still going to have to hit, let me go here and reset so I can save it. That's annoying.
Yeah.
I wish they would have done that. And again, you're going to be even further away because now the cables are 5 feet instead of 3 feet. You're going to be so far away.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to just get right into the games? Or give us your thoughts, Sean.
Well, I want to go over. So we did probably not too long after the NES Classic came out. We did our predictions for the SNES Classic and what we thought would be on that.
Yep.
Not gonna lie, we did pretty good.
We did pretty good considering they only went with 21 games.
Right. We came up
30.
with a list of 30. We got 15 of them right. So 15 out of 21. Three of our 6 late cuts actually made it. So that would have been 18. We picked the wrong Donkey Kong Country.
Which I kind of figured. If they were only going to do one, I know I relied on you because everybody says
Two's
pretty
the
much
best.
two's the best. But I figured that's why we went with Mega Man X, and that ended up being right. But yeah, we got the wrong Donkey Kong.
And so that leaves only 2 that we didn't get. One is a game that never came out.
Which we never could have anticipated that.
And then I don't know what's the last game. What is nowhere on this sheet?
We'll get to that in a minute.
Oh, you already know what it is?
Yeah.
I can't think of it, but
Well, here are the games that we predicted that did not make the cut. Again, we did 30 way back when, like last August or September or something. I don't remember when it was, but go up and if you want to go watch it, go look it up. Here are the games that we predicted that did not make the list. ActRaiser, surprised. But again, they only did 21 games. Chrono Trigger, shocked.
that's a shock to me.
I
know people
blown
love
away.
Final Fantasy. I'd have rather had Chrono Trigger. But it is what it is.
Donkey Kong Country 2, we touched on that.
Yeah.
Gradius 3.
I would have thought that was I thought
Especially with
that would've been
Gradius
very
being on
likely.
the NES Classic. But again, when you're only doing 20 plus one unreleased game, you have to really make some big cuts.
right.
Harvest Moon did not make it.
That's another kind of shock to me.
But again, so we were thinking, because what they did, the NES Classic was not the 30 best games for the NES. So we knew this wasn't going to be the 20 or 21 or 30 best games for the SNES Classic. Some of them are, but we wanted to give some other, and that's why we thought ActRaiser, we thought Harvest Moon, some other, like, let's just let you see some of the games that were on it originally.
Right. I know what the other game is now.
Yeah. Killer Instinct didn't make it. That makes sense. Kirby's Dream Land 3 did not make it, but we'll get to Kirby here in a minute.
But I thought
Very surprised by that.
it did.
We'll get to it in a minute. It did not. NBA Jam didn't make it. That I was shocked at. That just shocked me right there. That came out of nowhere. NBA Jam, it's got to be a licensing issue. Now, the thing I forgot, Midway doesn't even exist anymore. I think it's Acclaim or something that
It's
has NBA
Acclaim,
Jam, so maybe
yeah.
they don't have the originals rights. I don't know. NBA Jam didn't make it. NHL 94 didn't make it. Out of This World would have been fun. Pilot Wings didn't make it. Not that I really care, but that's one of those that we're like, if you want to, like, it's a launch game, it was important, blah, blah, blah. SimCity didn't make it. Not really surprising, but I love that game. Super Bomberman, again, I thought that would have been a blast on the SNES Classic. The other thing I was hoping they would do was to make it 4-player, but none of the games they put on there are 4-player games, so it makes sense why they didn't. But yeah, Super Bomberman didn't make the cut. Neither did UN Squadron, which I tweeted Vince Ingenito because he was saying some Storm Thunderbird shooter game or something like what other lesser known SNES games do you wish would have made it? And I said UN Squadron would have been awesome. And he said, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree. UN Squadron was so good. Shout out to Tim Murphy.
Oh yeah.
And Zombies Ate My Neighbors didn't make the cut.
Oh, that hurts.
That hurt. When I saw it got announced, I immediately went all the way down to the bottom of the list. Was like,
God, think of the Let's Plays we could do with that.
Yes. I know. We're still going to get some good ones out of this.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll stick to our whole, we're going to do all the games this time. We got close last time. We just got burned out. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
The other late cuts, the ones that we thought might be on there but didn't make it, and they didn't make it for us, and they didn't make it here, was Earthworm Jim, Mortal Kombat 2, and TMNT 4, just because we knew TMNT. It couldn't be on there because the licensing is all weird.
They're there.
Yeah. I just didn't want
I
to say it out
didn't
loud.
see that.
So those were our predictions. We got 15 out of 21 right. Pretty damn good, I must say so myself.
And I'm proud of us. We did We did pretty good.
Do you want to get into the game, Sean?
Let's do it.
Hold on, Wario tweeted something.
What?
It's a GIF.
GIF?
It's a GIF of Fast and Furious 8 with guys just pushing buttons, and it won't load. So it's
okay. Well, it's still not pre-order available.
The link
on
is not
Amazon.
live. Dang it! Why did I click that? Because now I lost my Amazon link on there. All right, first one on the list. What is it, Sean? Oh, you're not looking at it. It's Contra 3.
I assume.
And we're going to go in alphabetical order just because that's the easiest way to do it. Contra 3, The Alien Wars. We both differed because we brought up Contra on our top 75 issue. You said Contra 3 is the best Contra game ever. I went with Contra 1.
No, Contra 3.
Contra 3 is amazing. 100% amazing. One of those.
I feel like I could play Contra 3 over, and I did. Shout out to Brent.
I was going to say.
We played that game over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I feel like Contra 1, Super C,
we played
all those games get kind of old. For whatever reason, this game, it's like the perfect length, the perfect difficulty. It just doesn't seem to get old.
Turn on low power mode. Don't let your phone die.
Okay.
Well, and it's also because it changed it up. I mean, regular Contra and Super C changed it up also, like with the 3D thing and then the top down. But it just seemed like the top down was better in this than it was in Super C. And those behind the person levels in regular Contra were just very it's a shooting gallery and then you go to the next room.
Right.
Donkey Kong Country is next.
I'm okay with it. I mean, it's a great game, don't get me wrong. Personally, I would have rather had 2. It's kind of up there with like, I'm trying to think of how to compare it to the NES Classic.
Castlevania 1 instead of Castlevania 3.
I guess, yeah, or Castlevania 2 instead of Castlevania.
Well, but
3.
that's a bad. I didn't say that because that's a bad game,
right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm fine with it. I'm gonna play the crap out of it. Part of me wishes it was 2, but I've also played 2 a lot. I haven't played 1 in a while because it's not as good, but I'll at least be looking forward to playing it that much more because I haven't played it in a while.
Yeah, and I gave Donkey Kong Country 2 a bad rap. I just really never got into it. Maybe I'll get into 1 since I'll be able to play it on the big screen. Maybe that'll be better than playing it on the little 3DS screen.
Now, have they said anything? Well, no. I mean, we don't know anything, but are we going to get all the same visualization modes that we got on the NES?
They haven't said anything. I would hope so. But I don't really care. I just want pixel perfect. That's all I want.
That's all you need.
Yeah. Earthbound. Now, if I thought they were going to do an unreleased game on this, I didn't think that, but I would have thought it would have been Mother 3. Yeah. Earthbound's on it. We got that right. It's Earthbound. I'm not an RPG guy. I'm not a turn-based guy, but I will definitely give this a try.
I'm looking forward to playing this. I've played it before in some manner of which I will not speak, but it's fun, but I never beat it. This is definitely the kind of game that I remember being very difficult. So this is the kind of game that I will spam the save state thing. But I'm looking forward to playing this. I don't. It's a great game, but even I don't have the appreciation of it that other people have, just because I've never really given it that much time. But I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Final Fantasy 3, better known as Final Fantasy 6. I still want to play through this game.
This is another one on my
Vita. I didn't do it on my Vita because the saves are weird, but if there's save states and I don't have to worry about what friggin' town am I going to be able to find something to save, then I'm like, okay, I'm down. Let me do it. Let's do this.
I bought this for probably like $6 or $7 on my iPhone, thinking, okay, this is a game that I could actually play on my iPhone. It'll work in that format, and it never,
recently or
no, it was probably like a year or so ago. Okay. I got further than I ever did playing it on Super Nintendo, but then I just kind of fell out of it. It's a great game. I don't think it's as good as people make it out to be, although maybe I just haven't gotten to that point in the game where it really, just becomes that good. Another one I'm looking forward to playing and hopefully beating. There's a lot. I feel like I could do everything there is to do on the NES Classic in like 5 hours. This is going to be like 30 hours, 40 hours with Earthbound and Final Fantasy and some of the other ones we'll get to.
I can't wait. You know what? As messed up as this is, I'm not going to do this. But this coming out a month before Mario Odyssey, I'm almost like,
Mario Odyssey can wait.
Maybe I could wait. You know, like this is the best system ever made, and we'll get to that. But up next, F-Zero. We knew it would be on there.
Yeah,
so much fun.
Did Tim own this?
Tom did. I don't know if Tim.
See,
did.
I feel like I haven't really. I mean, I've played it.
I definitely remember playing it.
I feel
Tom's
like I played
house.
it at like EB Games or something, like way back when, like just demos. But I don't think I ever. If I've played this game, I don't think I've played it for more than 15 minutes. Because I don't think there's another game that I'm much more interested in. But this game just seems like
I think I'm
just racing. Just racing games don't really do it for me. I need to be able to throw stuff at people.
Well, that's
or
what
some other element to it.
I remember this game just being mind blowing, and I don't know.
It was almost just like a tech demo. Like, look what we can do.
That's what I'm wondering. Is am I going to play this and after a couple races being like, oh okay?
I feel like
this
it's going to
cool.
get old.
Like
quick.
this is pretty, but like okay.
Yeah.
Here we get into the Kirby games. I don't like this. Kirby Superstar, which is 8 games in one. I had never even heard of this.
See, you just kind of broke my heart because I read Kirby Superstar, but in my head I thought
Kirby's
it was
Dream Land 3.
Yeah. I don't think I know what Kirby Superstar is.
So it has 8 games in one. I was reading up.
Is
on
it like a Bart versus the World kind of thing, or was it? Yeah, Bart versus the where
Was it
there's
the
just like a
World or
bunch
Space
of
Mutants? I don't remember.
worlds.
There's 8
Space Mutants
different.
was like a side scroll like platformer. Bart versus the World was it was a bunch of little mini games and
The first game, the only one I would really care about, is kind of a remake of Kirby 1, except 2 of the worlds they combined, so they knocked out one boss or something. There's another mode where you're just chasing after this big bird. There's a racing mode. It just seems so random.
yeah.
This is one. This is the one game that I think, okay, this could have been bumped for one of those. Like Chrono Trigger for sure should have been in there.
Or
over this.
just Kirby 3.
Or Kirby 3. But like I wanted to play Chrono Trigger. I'm glad there's another game in here and a little bit here that I'm very happy that's on here because I've wanted to play this forever and I've never been able to. I can't wait for that. This game didn't need to be on there. But talk to me about Kirby's Dream Course because people love this game.
Okay, see, I wasn't sure. I thought I was in the vast minority here.
People were going nuts about this game.
I'm
love so happy that it's
now. That being said, I'm super happy that it's on there, but all the more reason we don't need Kirby Superstar.
Right.
Why are you going to give us 2 Kirby games that aren't really Kirby games?
I agree.
That being said, Kirby Dream Course. Do you know what the game is?
It's like mini golf, right?
Yeah, so it's like there's like enemies.
Do you hit Kirby? Oh.
Yeah, you basically fling Kirby. And there's like enemies, and you have to, I think for the most part, you just kill them by like running into them. Maybe there's some that are more difficult and you need to like pop up and like jump on them, something like that. And basically what you do is you kill all the enemies, and then when there's only one enemy left, it becomes the hole.
Okay.
So like the very first hole, very first course, whatever, is like Kirby's here, and it's like enemy, enemy, enemy. So all you do is fling it straight, and you go kill, kill. Then this becomes the hole, and it goes in the hole.
Okay.
It's just like a tutorial. But then you get like, it's similar
Do the
to
enemies move? Do you remember?
Some of them might. I don't remember. But it's similar to Kirby because it is Kirby. But it's there's like certain enemies that if you kill, you like get their power. So there's one where you like have to kill an enemy and then you go off a cliff down into this lower part of the course, and the enemy you kill is like an umbrella holding thing.
Nice.
So once you kill him, you get his umbrella, and then you can kind of guide where he's like floating, and you can try to get him to land right in the hole. It's so much fun.
Interesting.
I think you'll like that game a lot. The kids will probably like that too.
And it's 2-player, I assume.
It must be.
It must
I don't know
be.
for sure, but
That's why it's so good that they just put like, because the controllers for the SNES for the NES Classic were impossible to find. When I waited in line at GameStop here to get it, which I hope I don't have to do this time, they had one controller. They had 9 systems and one extra controller. Luckily, I had the old Wii Classic controller, which apparently does work with this also. So if you've got that or the Wii Classic Controller Pro, you can use those. You just plug it in using that weird Wii port. That was one thing I forgot to mention because I just sent it to Sean before we got on here. I saw Kotaku tweeted out an image of the mini Super Famicom, whatever they're calling it. It's a really weird name, but because if you look at the front, it looks like this. It's got the SNES ports for the controllers, but this image shows that actually pops down, and then it's got the Wii, those weird Wii looking, like a backwards C kind of port that you plug into. So that makes sense. So if you got the Wii Classic controller or the Classic Controller Pro, you can use those. Not that it matters because it comes with 2 controllers, but if you ever lose one or it breaks and you've got those controllers, you can use it. Perfect game up next. Link to the Past. Nothing else to say except Logan.
We've talked about that game a little bit here on the podcast.
Logan, get a damn SNES Classic and don't turn on
I was
of these
talking
other
to him
games.
earlier. He's stoked about this. I mean, the system, but he needs to play Zelda.
You are not allowed to play anything else until you play and beat A Link to the Past. That's the rule. I'm going to tweet this to Alex O'Neill, and he's going to agree with me because I know he's been on U2. Not U2. U2 is awesome, but he's been on you also. Link to the Past before you do anything else on the system. Thank you very much. Mega Man X, we thought we got this one right.
This
is
is
the
one
one
I'm
I've played the
torn on.
most.
I think it's the only one I've played. I literally don't think I've played 2 or 3. I'm gonna guess that 1 is probably the best because it just seems like the kind of game that like all the Mega Man. I mean, even though the best Mega Man game is probably 2 or 3, depending on who you talk to, but as they go on, they tend to just kind of get worse. Like they run out of ideas, and so I would have liked to have seen 2 or 3 just because I haven't played them, but I'm guessing 1 is the best. So they picked the right one. We called that, but I would have liked to have been able to play 2 or 3 for the first time, but yeah. Mega Man X is awesome. I love it.
I'm very excited. It's one of those I almost picked up on the 3DS when they did the Super Nintendo games on there, but I just never did. So glad I get to play this again. The only time I've really ever played it was on our PC back in the day.
With the Gravis.
With the Gravis gamepad. And then it came with that weird PC Fighter 6, looked like a Genesis controller.
With the 3 buttons?
With the 3 and the 3. It had 6 buttons for some reason for a Mega Man game. Yeah.
I don't think I remember that coming with that game. I remember the
I didn't either,
controller,
but they talked about it on GameScoop. And then I looked it up. And I'm like, well, yep, there's the box. You're right. I thought it came with the Gravis pad, if anything, but it came with that weird 6-button controller. PC Fighter 6. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Up next, a game I've definitely missed out on. This is the one I was talking about earlier that I cannot wait to play. Secret of Mana. So everything that I've heard from you and other people whenever they talk about this game is it's essentially my kind of RPG. It's a top-down, Zelda-like action RPG with a party system and you upgrade and whatever.
It's a real-time... It's action-adventure. It's Zelda, but you level up.
Right.
Basically. I don't think there's a whole bunch of items, but you get like it's similar to an RPG. I think it's been a while since I've played it, and that you get better and better swords, or I don't even know if it's a sword, but better and better weapons throughout, and better armor or better shields or whatever. But I don't think you're gonna have a boomerang and hookshot and bombs. I don't think you get a bunch of items, but it's not turn based. It's all real time combat, and you level up, and you'll love that game.
It is weird because we left this one off when we did our list because we had Chrono Trigger on and we ended up just getting it reversed. I have one. That's one thing that people complain about is that the RPGs on this.
I've played Chrono Trigger so many times. Yeah. I should probably actually be happy that they put Mana on instead of Chrono Trigger because I haven't played Mana enough.
Mana.
But I mean, you can't go wrong with either of them. I wish we could have had both. Maybe make it 25 games. But whatever. Secret of Mana. It's almost like I don't know where to start because there's so many long games.
My instinct is just Link to the Past, play through it again.
Yeah.
But I've played through that so many times. I haven't played Contra 3 in forever. Earthbound and Final Fantasy I at least want to try. Give them the old college try for a couple hours or something.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Country, I'll give it a try. Some of these other games.
Well, there's a later one that I also can't wait for you to try.
Oh, I know. I don't know if I'm going to. I will give it a try. Star Fox. And after you beat the first level of Star Fox, you get Star Fox 2.
Oh, that is how it works?
So random that they didn't just give it to you. You have to beat the first
level.
The first level is basically like a tutorial from what I remember.
Yeah.
I just wonder if Star Fox 2 is any good. Like, it is a complete game, just never released. It came out on ROMs, and if you like to do illegal stuff, you can play it on an emulator.
But is it essentially...
It looks exactly the same as Star
2.
Fox.
Okay.
But I think you get the land vehicle thing like you did in some of the other ones. I think you had the Raptor-looking thing or whatever. So that adds another element to it. But I'm at least interested to play that and just give it a try.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Nailed it. We said it'd be that, not Super. I can't wait. Even though I've got old Street Fighter 2 and I've put like 15 hours into it, I'm going to play Street Fighter 2 again.
Did you see the the Famicom. I think it was the Super Famicom games, or maybe it was the European version. One of them I was just looking at. I think from Wario has like some different games.
Yeah, like
and they
Legend
have
of the
Super
Mystical
Turbo,
Kid.
but then they also have. I
Oh,
mean, they
really?
have Turbo, but they also have Super.
Interesting.
So
That's a waste. I would say that's a waste. If you're gonna,
yeah,
do
I'm
one,
fine with
I mean,
Turbo. I mean, Super would have been good, but
I like.
I
Turbo
don't know. I almost
better.
prefer Turbo. I'm
'Cause I
never
just
going to
don't-
be Fei Long or Cammy.
I don't
or,
play
I
as
mean,
those other 4 characters,
yeah.
so yeah. I
No,
don't care.
they got it right. That's the right one.
So happy to play.
I don't know that we need to do a Let's Play on that because we kind of just did that
We kind of ran that into the ground in the last 2 weeks.
a
but
little bit.
By the time this actually comes out, we're going to want to do.
You'll
want
want a
to just
rematch.
because. Whatever. Super. Now we get into the Super games. Super Castlevania 4. When I think of this more than anything, I think of the whip. You can do this, but I think of the soundtrack, most notably Vampire Killer in that first level, like with the best
Super
version.
Nintendo.
Yes, the best version
music,
of that
yeah.
music I have ever heard. It's so magical and it's so good. I can't wait to play this again. I still say it's probably my third favorite Castlevania game below 3 and Bloodlines.
Yeah.
And I just don't count the Metroidvania Castlevania games as even Castlevania games because they're so
different. This is a game. When I think of this game, I think of Tim.
Yeah.
Because this is where I played this game 90% of the time.
I don't think we
but-
ever got very much further than the first level.
No, you would recognize once you actually.
I
play
do,
through
but
it.
it's like it just seems like we started that game over and over
Yeah.
so many times.
It's tough. It's a hard game, but
Yeah, they all are.
yeah,
The Castlevania games. I mean.
yeah.
Next up, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. This one surprised me. We had it as a late cut, but I kind of figured that they wouldn't do it because they did Ghosts and Goblins on the NES Classic.
This game is literally 1,000 times better than Ghosts and Goblins.
And isn't it like 100 times easier? Like
No, it's
actually
still
playable,
difficult.
but it's actually
yeah,
playable.
it's-
Like we'll get through one level.
You'll beat a couple levels, probably.
That's better than the other one.
Yeah, it's just the controls are better. The graphics obviously
Graphics are awesome.
better. The gameplay's better. It's not ungodly hard. It's still very difficult. We won't beat this game again unless you're spamming the save states, but
Oh yeah, that's true.
it's fun. It'll be a fun Let's Play. We'll do better than we did in Ghosts and Goblins for sure.
Next up, Super Mario Kart. I didn't play this a lot when it first came out. The Mario Kart I've played the most has been 8 and 8 Deluxe. So I'm very interested to go back to one that started it all. It's got to be better than Mario Kart 64. I know that. That game sucks.
In my mind, it is. I mean, it's got to be better than 64. I don't care what people say. Mario Kart 64 is not a good game. It was groundbreaking. It brought Mario Kart to 3D. I mean, Mario Kart already kind of. I mean, not really.
It was
but,
Mode 7, yeah.
but it's just the controls are terrible. This game has a very something
Je ne sais quoi.
place in my heart. A very, what's the word?
Important.
Yeah, sure. Again, I played this game at Brent's a lot. I probably am remembering it better than it actually. I'll probably play it and be
yeah.
like, "This is fun," and then
Like, okay. I'll go back to Deluxe now.
yeah. But no, this will be fun. Well, again, it'll be good for Let's Plays,
Yep.
but definitely better than 64. I'll say that.
I agree. Now the game that Sean really wants me to try. I
Yes.
assume this is the one.
Yes.
Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. It is still turn-based though, right?
It is, but it's very dumbed down, and not in a bad way. It's just
Right.
very, you either, like you have Y, B, X, and A. I think A attacks, Y does your special, X uses an item, and B like blocks or something like that. And it's just very simple. On every attack and most, if not every special attack, there's like a timed thing. Like if you're Mario and you say, I want to jump on that Goomba, and you jump, you do like 2 damage. But if you say jump on the Goomba and you hit the attack button right
As you're
now
jumping on
as
him.
you land on him, it'll either be a harder attack or he'll bounce on him twice and do more damage. But it's not. This may have been one of the first quote unquote true RPGs that I played. So
Yeah.
it's very easy to get into. The stories, I mean, it's fun. It's actually fun. It's got that Mario kind of humor. It's a fun story. You definitely need to try it. I think you'll like it. You'll probably like this game better than like
Final Fantasy,
Earthbound and Final Fantasy, and because it's characters you already know,
Yeah.
it's a world you already know. It's very simple. It's easy to pick up, but still tons of fun. I think you'll like it.
I'm definitely going to give it the old college try. We'll see where it goes from there. I'm really excited for Secret of Mana, though. After playing Adventures of Mana on the Vita, very excited for it. Super Mario World, what else can you say? Platforming perfected.
Yep.
It's amazing. I still have never played through that game beginning to end, beaten it. Even if when I downloaded it on my 3DS,
Really?
I got to like World 7 or something, and I just stopped because we got back from Cancun, and I just stopped. But
Yeah.
Super Metroid, I played that for the first time last year.
Whoops.
I said Super Mario World.
Whoops.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I guess you just have it in a different order than here. Okay.
Super Metroid. I'm excited to play that again. Like I said on the podcast this week, which I don't even know when this is going up. Axiom Verge is no Super Metroid. I'm excited to play Super Metroid again. Very excited.
The funny thing is, I look at this and I see probably
okay, I see why.
3 perfect games.
You have at least 3 of the like 10 to 15 best games ever made, no matter what list
Right.
you're talking about. Zelda, Mario World, Metroid.
Honestly, all of them, because I've played all 3 of them so much, they'll probably be some of the last games. And because they're all fairly big commitments to play through.
Yeah.
These will actually probably be, as good as they are, they'll probably be some of the last games I play. But I am looking forward to playing Super Metroid again because
You
it's
must
been
not
a
have played it in
long
a
time.
long time. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I played through that.
Yeah. Next, Super Punch-Out.
Have you played this game at all?
Maybe. I feel like I know I played Punch-Out in the arcades, this like art style
This is much-
mirrored
yeah.
after and stuff. But
It's fun.
yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I like it a lot. It's exactly what you would think not grown up, but a more evolved, polished, whatever version of Punch-Out would be.
Yeah.
Now, this is another one that I haven't played in years and years and years, but that'll probably be one of the first games I play, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever beat it. No, I'm sure I didn't beat it, but it's fun. It's exactly what it should be.
That's not 2-player, is it? It doesn't go split
No.
screen. Okay.
I don't think so. No.
And then the last one, this will probably be, other than Let's Plays, one of the first games I play, just because I've got to know what the hell is the big deal with
Oh,
this
you haven't
game.
played it?
Yoshi's Island. I don't think I've ever even picked it up because I was so disgusted by the art style. And Baby Mario is so annoying. Look at me. I like to throw the eggs. I just don't. That was Nico Bellic, but that was Roman
I mean,
Bellic.
Mario doesn't throw eggs.
Whatever. Why is Yoshi throwing his own eggs? He's killing Baby Yoshi, right? I want to see why people love this game, and I've never really even given it a chance. This is one that I want to be like, I wonder if I will get it, like if it'll click for me or not.
It's one of those games that you need to just separate it from Mario World completely. Don't even think of it as a Mario game. It's actually a fun game. The art style takes some getting used to, but after a while, it's not that big of a deal. The egg throwing thing is when it's like, this doesn't really seem like Mario. I mean, you can still jump on enemies. You can still eat them with Yoshi and poop them out.
Oh, you can?
Like, yeah.
Well, that makes it a little
That's how you make the eggs that you throw.
Oh.
The cool thing, which I don't remember exactly how it works, but there's for every level, there's like a percentage. And I think if you there's like 5 flowers that are worth like 5 percentage points each, maybe. So that gets you 25%. There's like 10 red coins, which are maybe 5 each or 10 each. And
in
then
each
there's
level?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you need to find the 5 flowers, you need to find the 10 red coins, and it might just be regular coins, but there's like something you need to do in each level, and if you get 100%, it's something if you get 100% on every level in a world, it unlocks like one level of like the Star World or the equivalent of that, basically. So there's encouragement to try to 100% each level, and it's a fun game. The worst thing is like when you get hit, Mario floats off in a bubble and you got to catch him. That's almost the most.
And he screams
annoying.
the whole time and cries the whole time he's in the
Yes,
bubble, right?
yes.
Oh God.
It's a fun game. I don't personally get the hype, but it's fun. It's enjoyable.
It's one of those games
I don't
where
even know if it's 2-player. It must. Oh yeah, you probably just alternate.
Yeah.
Like Mario, but it's fun. You need to give it a fair shot and then judge. It's certainly different than Mario World, which you kind of you can't just do Mario World again.
Why not?
You can't just. Yeah, I don't know. It's fun. It's worth a shot. It's not a bad game.
I'll definitely give it a shot. I'm actually excited to play this, even though I think I'm gonna hate it. I'm excited to play this game just because I need to know.
Kind
what the
of
deal
how
is.
I was, and it was not a happy ending. That's kind of how I was for Castlevania 2.
I thought you were gonna say The Witcher.
No, for Castlevania 2. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm excited to play this. I need to give it a fair shot.
You're like,
no,
nope,
it's worse than I remember.
the Tiger handheld is still the better.
It's
game.
the best Castlevania 2 out there.
So those are all the games. One of my final questions here. Well, first, what other disappointments do you have? My big thing, and I already kind of said them, I don't get to try Chrono Trigger and NBA Jam / no sports games other than Punch Out, if you want to call it that. No sports games. No Super Tecmo Bowl, no Super Play Action Football, no NHL 94, no NBA Jam, no NBA Live, all that stuff. That's all got to be those kind of games, and even NBA Jam, I guess it's all players that are no longer playing. So how does that money work? Like, that's probably why.
Right.
But what the hell? Give us NBA Jam with current rosters. You don't even. It's not like the characters in the game look like they're actual characters. Just either they're black or they're white, and then that's it. You know, you could do it with updated rosters. It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Those are my disappointments. Do you have any?
My biggest disappointment is Chrono Trigger. There are some surprises. I thought, not that I'm not disappointed really, but I thought Gradius 3 was a shoe-in.
Or some kind of shooter.
Or UN Squadron.
Or
yeah.
R-Type. Just one of those would have been so much fun.
I would have thought Harvest Moon. Personally, again, I probably would have rather seen Donkey Kong Country 2 instead of 1. Maybe Mega Man X2 or 3 instead of 1. Kirby 3 instead of Kirby Superstar. But I've never played it. Maybe it'll be a great game.
We'll give it a shot.
But as much as the NES Classic was great and had some classic games on it, when I look at these 21 games, there's a lot of throwaway games on there. When I look at these 21 games,
yes.
I'm like, I probably won't play F-Zero too much.
But I want to play everything on this system.
Exactly, yeah. I'm not going to play F-Zero too much. I don't really know much about Star Fox, and I know nothing about Star Fox 2. And then you got games like Mana and Earthbound and Final Fantasy and Mario RPG, and to a lesser extent Zelda, that I'll probably play once, and it's going to take me a while because they're a big game.
Yeah. Do you remember
I may
how
never
big,
play them a second time, but I'm probably
Right.
going to invest multiple hours into each of those games.
Do you remember how big Mario RPG is?
Not
Like
very.
Okay.
I mean, you could beat it.
It's not a 25-hour game.
No,
Okay.
like a 10-hour game.
Okay.
Maybe. It's tough for me to judge, but it's not very big.
That's what she said. Is this the best bang for your buck ever, video game wise?
I mean, you're getting 21 at least good games.
2 controllers. That's huge. Let me reiterate. I said it like 3 times now. 2 controllers is huge, especially with as many 2-player games as there are on here.
I mean, you have a perfect game in Zelda.
Yes.
You have a perfect game in Metroid.
Yes.
You have the best platformer ever in Mario World.
Arguably.
You have probably the best run and gun game ever, I think, in Contra 3. You have fantastic RPGs in Earthbound, Final Fantasy, no Chrono Trigger, but
You have the best fighting game.
Mana,
ever
if
made.
you want to call it an RPG, Mario RPG. I mean, these 21 games, I mean, I'm not sure how many of them were on my top 75, but probably at least half of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, for $70, 80, what is it, $80? 70?
$80.
$80 for 21 games, 2 controllers. I mean,
The only one, again, I say the only one you can really argue with is that Kirby Superstar. That's the
Yeah.
only one that I feel like, okay, you should have either had Kirby 3 or Chrono Trigger on there.
right. My only issue, and it's a bad problem to have, I guess, but eventually when the Switch finally adds a virtual console, I'm going to buy some of these games again because I'm going to want to be able to play
Of course
it on
you
the
are.
go.
That's why they're putting this out first, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it is what it
Well,
is.
and that's the
but-
interesting thing is that they said, yeah, they're making more of these things, but they're only going to ship until the end of the year, which means early 2018, we're going to get the virtual console.
Yeah.
They're going to say, oh, yeah, Super NES games are part of the monthly fee also, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to be like, well,
that's
okay,
true.
fine,
They're doing
whatever.
the subscription
I'm going to pay
thing,
$20 a year no
hopefully.
matter what. So if
that's
they're
true.
included, then I'm happy with it.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot they're doing that instead of just the buy the games. But
Super NES Classic. We are super excited. Are you guys? Let us know and hit that comment section down below. Let us know what you think. While you're there, if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button over there. It means a lot. Helps us out. Thank you guys so much. And if you're watching this somewhere else like Nerd 901, just know that's because we're part of the Nerd 901 family. Go to nerd901.com for all things nerdy in Memphis and around the globe. Also, you can find us on Twitter. I'm at KevinWhite24. He's at Real Sean White. Together, we're at 2player_co-op. If you like audio, and why wouldn't you, and you want the 2-player co-op podcast in your ears and not in your eyes and ears, just your ears, check us out on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and audio services all around the world. Thank you guys so much for being here. Again, if I don't know where you're watching this, but go to youtube.com/2playercoop. Hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. Share the video. Let us know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for being here. And until the next time, Sean. By the way, I wonder, will it turn yellow?
it better if they want to make it authentic.
It's going to be interesting, like 20 years from now, to see if it turned yellow like the real one did. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. Sean, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing.
Bye, guys.